everybody. I'm so glad to see you guys today. Francis and I are here on the porch. We thought we'd come out on the porch and read this morning because it's such a nice day out, and we might not have very many more of those because you know it gets kind of hot. Yeah, it's been really hot the last couple days. It has been hot. So we decided we would sneak out here. Francis has been out in the garden this morning looking around. And so I thought, well, we'll come out here. Dexter's out here on the porch, so we thought we might come out here for a little story time. So we're glad to see you. I'm so glad you could make it with us. Yeah. Hi, everybody. How you doing? I think they're doing good. We're going to read a story today called Strega Nona. Oh, I've read that one before. I really like it. I like that one too. Strega Nona and the Pasta Pot. Pasta is a kind of a noodle. So how's it been going with you? Great. I love being around the house. I am kind of missing the library, though. You are? Yeah. I miss the fairies. Well, they are in the other room. I know you had one in your pocket, but they're all sitting in there. They are? Oh, I can't wait to see them. I'm going to play with them today. Well, you could play with them if you wanted to. You have got quite a little parcel of things here for us. Did you gather all those? Yeah, those are all things I found in the kitchen. Have you guys gone in the kitchen yet? Have you tried to see anything? You cannot not believe what's in there. Well, why so much time hanging out in the kitchen? There are so many good things in there. I can't believe it. And I went to Mr. Colby's garage. Do you have a garage? Have you ever been in a garage? It is so cool. Well, it is kind of cool. Dexter? Dexter? Dexter's laying on the floor. I know he's kind of been following me around and Toby around. He kind of, wherever we go, he goes. Well, I love him. He's so cute. But I have to say, if I get too close, I think he thinks I'm one of his toys. He might think you're one of his toys, and he loves his toys. Every single one of them. He loves so much. He plays with everybody. Speaking of that, let's talk about what you have here. First of all, what is in your shell? Well, I think I found a friend. I was roaming around, and I think I found a new special friend. But so far, she hasn't said anything. She hasn't talked? No. But I thought maybe if you talked to her, she'd feel comfortable, and we could all talk to her. Well, let me get her out here. Bend over. Oh, hello? Well, how come she's not talking? Well, she probably will talk, but I think she's a puppet. What's a puppet? Well, a puppet is, you can put your hand in it and make it talk and move, and man, I would really love to have a puppet. How do I get one? Well, I think this might be one. Are you going to make her talk to me? Well, I'm going to try. Let me see. Can I help you? Yep, help me. Here you go. Oh boy. What was that? Well, I'm not sure. Here, pull her face. Oh! What is she trying to say? I don't know. That's kind of scaring me. Where's her eyeballs? We'll pull her hair back a little bit. That is the weirdest noise I've ever heard in my whole life. What is she? Are you all right? Oh, that's kind of scaring me a little bit. Well, she is kind of a little, she's got a quacker. So she's quacking. What's a quack? Well, ducks make that sound, and apparently your little friend here is making that sound. What is her, what do you think her name is? I don't know. I think she said Clementine. Maybe she said Clementine. I don't know. You and I are going to be very good friends. Don't quack at me, though. Stop it. Oh, man. Maybe we aren't going to be friends. She doesn't talk very much. Well, she's a puppet. I think she's only supposed to quack. Maybe I'm going to quack. 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 Well, you can play with her later. She looks like she could be fun, and I cannot see her eyeballs again. There. Well, you can play with little Clementine. She does look cute. Yeah, I think we're going to be really good friends. Well, I'm going to set her down here so we can look at what else you brought. Yeah, I found great stuff in the kitchen and one thing in the garden. Oh my gosh, that's very interesting. Were you in the refrigerator? Yeah, but only for a minute. It's freezing in there. Have you ever been inside the refrigerator? Well, I don't think anybody's supposed to be inside the refrigerator. Well, it's very cold. It is. This is called an asparagus. Asparagus? Yep, and you can eat it if you want to. It might be hard for you to eat because you don't have any teeth, but you can eat that. I don't think I want to eat it. I thought I could like use it for a sword. Well, you could use it for a sword, but most people eat it. I don't think a lot of us use it for a sword. Why not? Because we don't really sword fight. We just kind of, that's where we get our stuff to eat for our dinner. And I found a big red ball. This? Yeah, look at it. I think I could throw it. You and I could play ball today. Well, today, this is not a ball. This is kind of like your garlic you found the other day. It's not a ball. It is a tomato. What? It looks like a ball. It does look like a ball. But this is a tomato, and they are very good right now. Mrs. Colby got it at a little farm, and they taste really good. You could probably eat one of these because they are kind of mushy. They are? Yeah. Maybe for lunch today, I'll cut you up a tomato. Would that be good? Yeah? I could try it, but I want to throw it around first. Well, I think if you threw it around, you'd mush it. Mush it? Like kind of squish it, and it would be kind of mushy if you hit something. Yeah. What's this? I don't know. But I saw Toby had one, so I want one too. Well, Toby brought me one of these for a treat. This is a cupcake. Oh, man. Can I eat one of those? You can eat one of these, but we got to eat lunch first. You can have it later. And you know what I love to eat most of all. Yeah, frosting. This is pink frosting. How did Toby get it? Well, Toby made them, and he brought them over so we could have one. Oh, man, that was so nice of him. I have to tell him thank you. Well, that is your other thing. And then this, where did you get this? In the garden? It's a little baby ladybug. Well, it's not a real ladybug. You saw a couple real ladybugs the other day. This one isn't a real ladybug. It's a rock. It's actually really heavy. This, my niece painted for me, and we stuck it in the garden. She was painting rocks. That would be a fun thing to do. Go gather some rocks in your yard, and you can make some critters to go in your garden. Oh, man. I thought I could have a pet ladybug. Well, you can have it for a pet, but it's a pet rock. Maybe I'd like a pet rock. You might. They don't talk. She's not going to fly anywhere. They would just stay in your room with you. That could be kind of fun. I wouldn't put it in your shell, though, because she's heavy. Man, maybe I could paint some more rocks. I can make more ladybugs. You could make some more ladybugs. Well, you'll have to start looking around your house. Maybe you'll find some interesting things like Frances is finding, because she is definitely on the prowl. What are you going to do when we go back to the library? You won't have any things like this. Well, I kind of can't wait to go back to the library. I miss my closet a lot. Well, that is kind of hard when you have a place that you miss, and we can't go back to school right now. I miss it a lot. I miss the library a lot too. You do? Yeah, I do too. But we're just going to make the best of it here because we're lucky to have this time together, and you get to do a little new exploring. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Well, I want to hear the story. Strega Nona. And the pasta pot. You probably could eat pasta too because it's mushy. We might have to have some pasta for dinner. Oh man, I would love that. Can I have my cupcake first? No, you can have your cupcake after we eat dinner. Oh man. It's okay. We'll tell the kids goodbye because we have to have time to read. They can't stay here all morning. All right, everybody. Bye. Go paint a rock today. See you later. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. All right, that's enough byes. We'll read. Can I set you right out here? Sure. All right, I'm going to plop you right here. And you tuck your nose in, but make sure you can still see. There. Perfect. Okay, on to our story today. It's Strega Nona, and it's written by Tommy DePaula. It actually says an old tale retold, and he also illustrates Strega Nona. So he illustrates all his books. He is a great author, And we also have a basket of his books in the library. So when you get back to the library, you're going to have to go and look. Mrs. Colby's made baskets of some of our most popular authors. So sometimes when kids are looking through, they forget to look in the basket to see. So, Strega Nona. Oh, let me see if I can scoot over here and you can still see me. In a town of Calabria a long time ago, there lived an old lady that everyone called Strega Nona, which meant Grandma Witch. Although all the people in the town talked about her in whispers, they all went to see her if they had troubles. Even the priest and his sisters in the convent went because Strega Nona did have a magic touch. Can you see that in the picture? She could cure a headache with oil and water and a hairpin. I'm going to move you over here, my friend. I don't want to tip you over. Here, let's put Clementine behind you. There, you're in a round shell. You'll tip over. So she could cure a headache with oil and water and a hairpin. She could make special potions for the girls who wanted a husband. And she was very good at getting rid of warts. But Strega Nona was getting old, and she needed someone to help her keep up her little house and garden. So she put up a sign in the town square. And Big Anthony, who didn't pay attention, went to see her. "Anthony," said Strega Nona, "you must sweep the house and wash the dishes. You'll weed the garden and pick the vegetables. You must feed the goat and milk her, and you must fetch the water. For this, I will give you 3 coins and a place to sleep and food to eat." "Oh, grazie," said Big Anthony. "And one thing you must never do," said Strega Nona, "is to touch my pasta pot. It's very valuable, and I don't let anyone touch it." "Oh, see, yes," said Big Anthony. So the days went by. Big Anthony did his work. Strega Nona met with the people who came to see her for headaches and husbands and warts. Big Anthony had a nice bed to sleep in, and a goat shed, and food to eat. One evening, when Big Anthony was milking the goat, he heard Strega Nona singing. Peeking in the window, he saw Strega Nona standing over her pasta pot. This is what she sang. "Bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup. Boil enough pasta to fill me up." And the pasta pot bubbled and boiled and suddenly filled with steaming hot pasta. Then Strega Nona sang, "Enough, enough, my pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot. So simmer down, my pot of clay, until I'm hungry on another day." "Oh, how wonderful," Big Anthony said. "That is a magic pot for sure." And Strega Nona called Big Anthony in for supper. Too bad for Big Anthony because he didn't see Strega Nona blow 3 kisses into the magic pasta pot. Ooh, that must be a magic touch. He didn't see that. Well, this is what happened. The next day when Big Anthony went to the town square to fetch water, he told everyone about the pasta pot. Naturally, everyone laughed at him because it sounded so silly. A pot that cooked pasta all by itself? Naturally. "You'd better go and confess to the priest, Big Anthony," they said. "That is such a lie." Big Anthony was so angry, and that wasn't a very good thing to be. "I'll show them," he shouted to himself. "Someday I will get the pasta pot and I will make it cook, and then they will be sorry." Well, that day came sooner than even Big Anthony would have thought, because 2 days later, Strega Nona said to Big Anthony, "Anthony, I must go over the mountain into a town to see my friend Strega Amelia. Sweep the house, weed the garden, feed the goat and milk her, and for your lunch there is some bread and cheese in the cupboard. And remember, don't touch my pasta pot." "Oh, yes, yes, see," Strega Nona said Big Anthony. But inside he was thinking, my chance has come. Well, as soon as Stregonona was out of sight, Big Anthony went right inside. He pulled the pasta pot off the shelf and put it on the floor. Now, let's see if I can remember the words, said Big Anthony. And Big Anthony sang, "Bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup. Boil enough pasta to fill me up." Sure enough, the pasta pot bubbled and boiled and began to fill up with pasta. "Ah," said Big Anthony. He ran to the town square, jumped on the fountain, and shouted, "Everyone get forks and plates and platters and bowls. Pasta for all, it's Stregonona's house." Big Anthony had made the magic pasta pot work. Of course, everyone laughed, but they ran home to get their forks and plates and platters and bowls, and sure enough, when they got to Stregonona's, the pasta pot was so full it was beginning to overflow. Big Anthony was a hero. He scooped out pasta, he filled plates and platters and bowls. There was more than enough for the townspeople, including the priest and his sisters from the convent. Some people came back for 2 and 3 helpings, but the pot was never empty. Well, when everyone had had their fill, Big Anthony sang, "Enough, enough, my pasta pot. I have pasta nice and hot, so simmer down, my pot of clay, until I'm hungry another day." But alas, he did not blow the 3 kisses. Remember, that was secret. He went outside to the applause of the crowd. Big Anthony took a bow. He was so busy listening to the compliments from everyone, he didn't notice that the pasta pot was still bubbling and boiling until a sister from the convent said, "Oh, Big Anthony, look!" The pasta pot was pouring all over the floor of Stregonona's house and coming out the door. Well, Big Anthony rushed in and shouted the magic words again, but the pot kept bubbling. He took the pot off the floor, but the pasta kept pouring from it. Big Anthony grabbed a cover and put it on the pot and sat on it, but the pasta raised the cover right up, and Big Anthony as well, and spilled onto the floor of Stregonona's house. Ooh, boy, he's in trouble. And I bet Stregonona will be coming home. "Stop!" yelled Big Anthony. But the pasta did not stop. And if someone hadn't grabbed poor Big Anthony, the pasta would have covered him right up. The pasta had all but filled the little house. Outside of the windows, through the doors came the pasta, and the pot kept right on bubbling. The townspeople began to worry. "Do something, Big Anthony," they shouted. Big Anthony sang the magic song again, but without the 3 kisses, it did no good. By this time, the pasta was on its way down the road, and all the people were running to stay ahead of it. Oh boy. Big trouble. "We must protect our town from the pasta," shouted the mayor. "Get your mattresses, tables, doors, anything to make a barricade." But even that didn't work. The pot kept bubbling and the pasta kept coming. "We are lost," said the people, and the priest and the sisters of the convent, and they all began to pray. "The pasta will cover our town," they cried. Well, it certainly would have, but Stregonona came up the road, home from her visit. She didn't have to look twice to know what had happened. Here she is down here. Look at the look on her face. She's not yelling. She's kind of calm about it. She sang the song and blew 3 kisses, and with a sputter, the pot stopped boiling and the pasta came to a halt. "Oh, grazie, thank you, Stregonona," the people cried. But then they turned to poor Big Anthony. "String him up," the townspeople shouted. Look at him. He's like, that was not a very smart choice. When somebody tells us not to do something, we should not do it. Is that the lesson of the day? Now Now wait, said Stregonona. The punishment must fit the crime. She took a fork from the lady standing nearby and she held it out to Big Anthony. All right, Anthony, if you want pasta from my magic pasta pot, Stregonona said, and I want to sleep in my little bed tonight, you start eating. So she's taken over the punishment and she said, if you wanted that pasta so much, you got it, buddy. Either they're going to string you up or you eat it. And he did. Poor Big Anthony. Look at him. And if you can see his tummy up close, that is crazy. And here's Stregonona in her little house. And here's Big Anthony. Sometimes stories teach lessons. A lot of times stories teach lessons. And I'm feeling like Tommy DePaula was telling us, when somebody tells you not to do something, don't do it, because you could pay the price for it. And Big Anthony surely did pay a price for using that pasta pot without permission. Have you ever used something of your mom and dad's without permission, or your sister or brother? Usually that's not a good thing to do, because it always seems like you get in trouble for it. So I hope you enjoyed the story. I hope you enjoyed Frances and all of her lovely treasures that she found in the house to share. And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow, and we'll start another story. Okay, guys, have a really great day. Bye.